Hey everyone, I'm Nikhil. I am also known as Ikrik. I almost forgot how to introduce myself, but that's fine. I play as the wonderful auto driver, Auto Zuva, whose real name is probably would be revealed down the line. But if you want to know, maybe stay on for the show and you'll see it. And I ride the Khaki Ranger, who is a goat. So yeah, there we go. Back to you.
Remember, hashtag not Rangers. Don't sue us, Hasbro.
Yeah.
Now, someone
Yeah.
else who hopefully won't. Yes. Yeah. Now, here to save us from that faux pas, we go to Maitri.
Hello, I'm Maitreyi. I'm playing Alicia, the deep pink ranger. Hashtag not ranger. I'm playing the deep pink not ranger. And I'm very excited to be here and play with all these wonderful people. I'm Maitreyi Games on Twitter and Maitreyi Plays Games on YouTube, where I make multi-system and system agnostic tabletop content inspired by all the games that people are too polite to disinvite me to. So thank you.
Yeah. Now we go to the man who's always battling the sun. We go to Tan Fighter.
Hello, I am Dad Fighter, known to battle the sun and do different voices. And my throat is still a little messed up, but it is much better than last time. And I am playing Rajiv, the very tired Black Blade of Yanta, who is trying his best to keep these people alive.
Nice. And next up, we go up to the wonderful Aces.
Hi, I'm Asis, and I'm playing Garima, the purple person who wears colorful clothes and rides giant robot. Hashtag not a ranger.
Hashtag not a ranger. Thank you, Aziz. And I'm sorry I got the name wrong again. I will. Okay. I have no excuse. Save me. Save us now, Kaz.
Hello, I'm Kaz DM. I thought I was going third, but I wasn't. I thought it was going in order, but it's not. I'm playing the white hashtag not ranger, and I pilot a big ass Buddha, and also you can find me anywhere on socials at Kaz DM. Hi.
Yeah. He pilots a what? He pilots a white not a mech as a DC.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's fine. It's cool. Don't worry.
I had to breathe
about
as well.
Thankfully,
it was planned. It was planned.
Yeah, of course. Deep plan. And of course, this game is thankfully sponsored. And wait, what do you mean I can't do the ad read? What do you mean someone else is doing the ad read? Is it Indrani? Okay, where's the announcement coming from? 1974? What the heck? Hi, I'm Tokum. I'm from the Blades of the Yantan. Usually, I like to hang out with the other Blades, but sometimes they're busy, and so I need to find other people to have fun with. That's when I discovered the exciting world of Start Playing. They have all kinds of role-playing games for all kinds of people, including beginners such as me, playing all kinds of systems. Ooh, what's Fate Core? That sounds fun. Oh man, I got them in all different times, they're LGBT friendly, and for all these different prices. It sounds amazing. Oh my god, and Desis&Dragons is giving away 10 credits free? If you sign up, that's like a free game. And $10 is a lot in 1974. Try it out. I'm definitely going to do it. See you later. Hey, wow. That was okay. Did not know he had that power. I thought I controlled him, but apparently he's autonomous. Okay. So, we have a couple of more announcements. The Citadel giveaway is still happening. So if you want to get in the chance of being able to get a copy of the Radiant Citadel, you know what you got to do. You got to follow us on Twitter. Join the Discord server. Keep active on the Twitch. And when it announces, you'll have a chance to get in there. And of course, join us in the Discord. The link is going to be there, as well as the link to the referral code to start playing. As Tokum said, if you want to have a game at any time you want to, hit that link. But that's enough. That's enough about links and nowadays and modern things. As we are going back to the past, to 1974. Last time, our brave Blades of the Yanta, hashtag not a ranger, managed to discover these ancient spirit movement machines, these large mecha statues designed in the shape of a god of a Dhruvi, sort of like Buddhist goddesses, and they bonded with them, with their spirits, after meeting Tokum, the little inventor who helped connect them with these machines as they became one, with these giant, awesome mechs. And with that, they were able to fight off the Skolex, also known as the Great Indus Worm. And they defeated this massive kaiju through the power of teamwork and sunbears. And also, the last they saw before Great Vision was Tokum had turned Otto's rickshaw into a little helicopter. But before that, as they defeated, like, okay, this is great, this is victorious, as they stood as these giant mechs, they had a vision of this figure, this looks like a young woman, telling them, saying that they're calling them the Kathmandu, before they are being attacked by this massive white gorilla, this huge towering one, just swipes at them, and then everything went white. The light slowly fades as you guys suddenly feel aches, like pains in your bodies, your very human bodies. You are no longer in the mechs as you guys wake up back below in this strange temple that you originally found yourself. As you can see, all of you have basically slumped down on little looks like hay has been kind of assembled, hay, grass thing, into little mattresses underneath all of you. It's not great, it's not super comfortable, but you can see just walking around, Tokum is just like fussing over you guys, like, hey, are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? Oh, I didn't know this was supposed to happen. He just says, just like walking around. Yeah. Oh, hey, how are you? DC,
not there, please.
Are you okay? Do you still have your soul? How many fingers am I holding?
How many fingers does he have?
Huh? He's holding up 4. He does not.
He does
seen him
not
have-
have 4
he has-
fingers. And I'm just massaging all my pain and my eye as it's being poked.
Okay. Whew, that's good.
Dhruva's going to
he's-
wake up as usual. He's going to wake up as usual, thinking that he's back at the hostel. And he's going to get up, try to remember his muscle memory of going towards the kitchen. Instead, he trips over whatever is there.
Yeah, you trip over and you basically land, like you would have been put right next to your rickshaw, so you just trip and land across the back seats of your rickshaw, just over the rails.
Oh, baby, you're here, but what? Oh.
Bro, make
Oh.
sure you clean up before leaving.
But this is not a place. Why is baby here? Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we got out. Why are we back here?
Poker, did you do this?
Well, you guys
I remember
kind
being
of.
I thought it was
Yes. What's the last thing you guys remember as all of you slowly waking up?
Beating
on
the
your...
shit out of that worm.
Oh,
Hey,
that was
lady.
cool.
Oh, why are we still down here?
Oh,
That was not a dream then. It was not a dream. We got
Oh.
eaten by a worm and we are some sort of mech giants.
We
And-
did not get eaten
I
by
don't
the
remember
worm.
getting eaten by a worm. Did you get eaten by a worm?
I don't
No,
know.
we
I
killed
mean,
the
I was
worm.
going real
was
fast, so
like
I
a-
couldn't see.
I thought that was a metaphor for the fight that we're going to. Did we actually fight a worm?
We
I'm not sure.
did, I
I
think.
mean,
Hmm?
I
I
thought
feel
Yeah.
like I've been
I thought it was
unconscious for a
dream and
really
a
long time.
metaphor.
yes. I was like, oh, hi. We didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves. You see Tokum, this little android, just like waddling over. This new genderless little android with the one strange unibrow, just like looking over, just like moves animated. Like you kind of woke up and then immediately touched the remaining Yanta, and it turned into a sun bear, which is really always so exciting when it turns into animals. And then you went off to fight with your friends. And I think that was the small issue. The Yantas are not 100% because usually the process, once the bonding happens, it's more or less permanent. So But the fact that you've come out, I think it's because the batteries are damaged on the Yanta. So you had to be.
You're telling
safely
me there's a chance we
ejected.
don't come out of those things?
Unlikely. The process to
I
make
think
it
so.
I'm
permanent
gonna
is long
scream.
gone.
And
Jeez, I told you, this is a fucking ghost. We shouldn't have possessed us. We're
No,
gonna
ghosts don't work.
die.
no, ghosts don't work like this. This isn't like government conspiracies. We're part of
Yeah.
an experiment.
What's government
Yeah.
conspiracy? It's
Do
a
you
new
say
concept
that?
to me.
To any of
I'm just like as I'm
okay.
saying, I'm like,
So,
God, to say it.
don't worry. The chances of that happen, it's fine. That it's not going to happen, and because of the process, I don't think it's going to be able to do that. I don't have the resources to make it permanent, so you should have like minimal side effects. Minimal side effects. It should be fine.
I don't see any reason to
by the
get
way,
in those
can
things
all of you-
again.
No,
Yeah.
but we can use them again, right?
Yes, of course. They just need time to recharge.
How-
That's why they're
how
back in their
much
docking
time?
station.
But if they're
Like,
Uh,
can I use it like now?
Alicia.
At least
I'm
Alicia, we
just
didn't-
saying. I'm just saying. If there's a protest and things go badly, it would be.
No.
I'm
No.
look. I'm
If
not
there's a
suggesting
protest,
that
you do
anyone
what
else
you
do it,
do.
and I'm not asking for permission for me to do it. So I just want to know what my options are. Rajiv, you've always said that I should plan 6 steps ahead. That's what I'm doing. I'm planning 6 steps ahead.
Yes, I don't want the
Alicia-
plan to involve you crushing
Boy.
people who disagree with you.
I'm not gonna crush. I mean, okay, I might crush some people, but they probably
new
deserve
rule.
it. I don't crush people who don't deserve it.
No getting in the big things without permission.
okay, sir.
If you
And I
do
told
it
him
and I
to-
find out,
whose
you are
permission?
not sleeping in your rooms that night.
Raji's.
Oh. Yeah, you can sleep in my auto. I mean, she's beautiful. Good
take
space,
your keys,
very
Nova.
good. You won't touch them. Catch me if you can. Hold the man. Come on. And as I
Let's
just
go
jump.
So,
and I'm just prancing about.
the Yantas are going to need about a day to recharge before they can operate them again. But it should be fine. I don't think there's any more of those worms or anything around there. I think things will be okay. But good news. Baby, he points at the rickshaw, the little taxi, is able to fly out of the
gonna
hole as
say
I came out of.
It has
Wait, what?
helicopter
That was
blades,
real?
though, doesn't
Oh my god, I thought I was dreaming. I thought that was a dream. Oh no, baby can fly. How do I do this? What did you change? What else is there?
You realize that he hasn't done anything to the engine. The engine's still like damaged. The wheels have just kind of been removed, and like you realize he set up like a bicycle system. That you just like pull the bicycle, the helicopter starts spinning, and it just like goes up.
And as I peer through the cloth, that was where the bicycle wheel would be.
Yeah.
That's technically not supposed to be there.
It looks like he's turned one of the big wheels into the helicopter blade.
Mr.
I-
Toker,
It's a flying bicycle. I love it.
is baby more safe now?
I don't
Was
think
baby
so.
safe to begin with?
I was
No.
gonna say.
Yes, she was absolutely safe because I
I'm
was
just wondering
driving.
if you made it more robust in any way.
If you're making additions, I would suggest seatbelts.
What's
Yeah.
yeah.
Hang on.
I would suggest you change the name.
So I'm
and
so
that,
sorry.
please.
Sorry, what did
I
Karina
would
say?
suggest you change the name. That's my suggestion.
Where's my baby?
The baby
Oh.
helicopter. Is that
The
better?
autocopter.
So
Then what?
is
baby?
there a reason that Garima and Dhruva turned into animals and the rest of us didn't?
Well, it
Okay, that was
resonates
a
with
dream too. Okay, there's a lot coming back right now. I don't like. Yeah, why
Yeah.
was it?
Walk backwards. Walk backwards. Trace your steps.
Yeah, I'm walking backwards. As I walk backwards, I trip
Then I'm
again
following, make sure he doesn't trip. And just,
onto the
go on.
bed.
Yeah, you can see that you can see the large statues. They are the shape they were when they were mech. So even the sun bear and the goat, they are like on. They're bipedal. They're like rearing up, and they're just kind of like stationary, as they're just like held up in that position. But they are definitely changed from how they were before. They just like, well, they
Yeah, that's
resonate with
cool.
this. They resonate with the spirit in some way. That goat resonated with your spirit in some way. It's related to something important to you. I don't know why. Is the sun bear important to you, Garima, correct?
I have never seen a sun bear before in my life.
Also, I would go up and like check her because she was unconscious for a very disturbingly long amount of time. Just like, flashlight out, checking her eyes like very
Yeah.
quickly.
Oh, of course. Check it.
DC,
And I guess you.
Yeah, Otto?
I'm craving for dosa, man. Like, where do we find dosas now? Like how do we get out again?
Do you have a
Uh,
So his
stove?
mech's
Calvin?
malfunctioning.
I mean,
You have-
like I said, you can just take baby copter and just fly out.
Auto.
Autocopter.
Basically, we're gonna need a fly out using baby cop. You might have to you're gonna have to learn. It's like
Yeah.
it looks like it's like riding a bike.
It's like
So,
driving an
let's-
auto rickshaw, baby. Who knows?
Kaiji
Who knows?
was
We'll
regretting
fly out.
this more than anything they just encountered.
I'd like to also note he said something about ghosts. Sorry, they said something about ghosts. So maybe it isn't a government conspiracy, and it is ghosts. You were right the first time.
Does the auto?
Yeah, no
Wait,
graveyard.
ghost?
No, no
Don't panic.
graveyard.
It's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, Dhruv, make sure you check
fine.
if there's a ghost in your auto now.
So, I mean, I guess we're still stuck with how to get out. But your auto can fly now, so that feels like the way to
Yeah,
go.
I mean,
Curious if an auto just flies out of the street.
I really don't want to get back
Listen,
in that
we just
auto.
fought a big worm. I feel like I feel like proprietary.
are normal.
Things that are proper kind of left a little while ago.
That was not the first Indus Worm I've seen, but that was the
Yeah.
first flying auto rickshaw I've seen.
Doc, you're kidding. You've seen that before?
See, like 1,000 yards there again.
Gosh.
Yes, I
Looks
have.
like
Oh.
I'm missing something.
Wow. That's
Have you guys gone back to what is the place? Kathmandu? Was that a part of your dream as well?
Yeah, the lady.
Oh yeah, that
the god of Kathmandu.
monkey. I
Monkey? I think it wasn't a monk.
Monkey?
thought that was a monkey.
That was a rhino. Hmm. Maybe it didn't make sense. Maybe we
all
had
had
different.
visions. Yeah.
Poker, do you have any ties to Kathmandu?
Kathmandu. His mind like recoiling, and he's like saying, "I think so." Oh, King Ashoka. After he attacked us, he was planning to head that way, starting one of his temples there. But I kind of hid and went into hibernation, so I never, saw what he did.
Is this one of his temples?
No, this was made by a much older king. He invaded this temple and destroyed most of the spirits here, the ones he didn't control, and left with the relics of the Buddha. Yes. I mean, his belief was he
King
wanted to
Ashoka
share the relics of the Buddha all around, but that would have been nice, without the destruction. I'm just saying.
So King Ashoka
That's
destroyed this place, or left it in ruin.
More or less.
Okay, never mind. That answers my question. I was going to ask. Never mind.
You see now Dhruva giving a very evil smile. He's like, so we have to drive to Kathmandu, huh? In the autocopter. Plenty of time to learn as he stretches out.
Would you
his
want to
hand.
learn
Wait.
before?
Why are we going
yeah.
there? Though?
I mean, the lady
I mean-
said your rhino and
Why
your
are we
monkey said-
listening to it? Is my question.
It was asking for help.
You all have your classes and
Alicia,
whatnot to
Alicia.
attend. Alicia has whatever the
Alicia
hell
would-
she does on a Tuesday, and I have patience.
Good
Wait,
evening,
it's
Alicia. What-
Tuesday?
It is?
It is not.
The Tuesday now.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
have no concept.
I actually
Definitely
really
yeah,
want to
same.
check on Nithya. I hope she's okay.
So, but we need to get out somehow, and we need to get to Kathmandu.
We should see if the city is okay. There was a lot of if we are all agreed that it wasn't a dream, then we need to actually
We're
go and
still
do
down
stuff
here. It
about.
clearly was not a dream.
Then we need to go and make sure everybody's safe. Because if it was
also-
a dream, then like it's a dream. But if it wasn't a dream, then a lot of people might be hurt.
Checking
By the
on
way, how
people is priority.
DM, how is the otter standing on 2 wheels?
Pertinent question.
You're like looking at it. You're
Which
looking at the
gear
auto, and you realize you're like it's like standing on no wheels, and like how's it standing? And you put your hand under it, and you realize there isn't any. It's not touching the ground.
A hover?
It's like it's hovering, like a couple of inches off the ground.
Hey, this is conspiracy, man. What is this shit? This is definitely
Okay.
conspiracy.
It could be a ghost holding it up.
It could be a
Could
ghost.
be a ghost.
Then why would I drive it? Like people would see this thing
Because
flying without wheels.
Clearly,
Wheels will-
these ghosts
I just
are
go
on
up
our
to it, just like-
side.
Wait, so
Like,
did
it's
the
fine now.
ghosts cause the dreams?
There
I have
were no
idea.
dreams.
I'm
There
not a
might be a
ghost.
lot of
I am
dead
just-
people.
I'm a mechanist. This is just
But what if
machines.
like you're a toy that's been possessed?
So
Well,
as
yeah.
as
I'm
this
not a toy.
conversation is going
Sorry.
on, you're all seeing Alicia get like increasingly agitated as she realizes like the destruction that must have happened to the city. She's like, this is if these weren't dreams, then like it's fucked up if they were dreams.
It is fucked up, and we have to make sure everyone up there is safe.
So
But
why the fuck are we standing around down here?
All right, all about the auto. I will get.
and no one
try to-
talks about this to anyone else.
as if they believe us. Right.
Let's not draw attention, is what I'm saying.
No,
with
but
that.
As we
it's
fly
a
out of here.
secret. I'm
Yeah.
definitely keeping it a secret.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
keep the crazy amongst us.
Yeah. As you're like getting into it, like Tokum like looks to you like, "Oh, you're leaving? Okay, it's fine. It's
I mean,
okay."
you want
And
to
he
come
just,
with
like,
us?
looks at-
Or, like, can you
Well,
come
Well,
with
Can
you're
us?
you
coming,
change-
you're coming
ju-
with us.
He looks really
you?
excited. They look really excited, and they just like spring into it, onto the thing. Like, yeah, I promise not to take up too much room. Like gets in into the back of the
course you
rickshaw.
won't. You're amazing.
Oh,
The best, the second best thing down here.
We need to give you a slight makeover.
Yeah, a little design.
Probably. Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, we need a good disguise for you. Oh wait, you know what? Chuck this. Here, take my coat. Wait, in the scratch that I
Aw.
put that coat. Here, cops will catch me. It will be a big issue. So no, not the coat.
I'll take off like my jacket and give it there. I like to imagine Tokum's tiny compared to all of us. So like it's
he is.
huge.
He's about 5'2". He's not very big. He's quite small, and he's like a small
Yeah, no,
frame.
I'll pop it on him. And then just
Just like,
Well,
like now, like fully like this, like it's fully like off.
Like, ooh, so this is what
put on,
modern
like, a
clothes
parent
feel
just
like.
buttoning up all the buttons.
He likes to get excited. As you
What
start boom, boom.
what other clothing have
Me?
Okay, Tokum, how did you drive the last time? You took
You start
I think it's
Cycling.
the wheel.
just pedal the wheels.
cycling. What the heck? You put
couldn't figure-
wheels over there. You put wheels on the pedal. That's
Do you
how
want?
you
Do you
drive
want?
this?
You want me to do it?
Okay.
I don't get.
Talk about
Okay.
how quick you are.
Tokum kid says he can do it. Or they can do it.
Yeah, what if you swap over?
I mean, when you start cycling, your feet move very quickly. Like maybe it's the excitement, but your feet are moving faster than before.
Okay, I'm kicking fast. I'm kicking
And
like pretty quick.
vroom, and you're pushing the pedals like a bicycle, and then zoom, you're heading up, closer to the. You couldn't see the hole up top because you realize, and you have to navigate a little bit. As you head up, you realize it's nighttime. It's gotten like it's already evening
Oh,
as you guys get out there. So no one notices you guys fly out in this little baby autocopter.
okay, so
So
Like,
What's
it's
the
used
city
in
like?
mine?
Is there a lot of destruction or like what does it look like?
You look down and like because you were fairly close to the factory. The factory was destroyed. And the factory was like rampage, and you could like see cracks in the earth, like earthquake damage, but Behar's used to that, so that's not too much. I mean, these are fairly severe. That's not too
Right.
bad. You're looking, and it looks like further away, closer to the town, towards the college. It doesn't seem to have gotten that far. And as far as you can tell, no sign of like it had reached the city proper. It looks like you managed to contain it. So the most damage was around here and the factory. It's not like any other buildings were damaged or anything like that.
There's no bodies or anything like that.
I mean, you're really high and it's quite dark, but no, you don't notice any
Got it.
bodies. You don't hear the sound of. You don't see candlelight vigils or anything in the distance. In fact,
Okay.
I feel like getting up close and like seeing it. After a moment, fireworks.
Oh,
Fireworks are going up.
Whoa!
Yeah, you have to duck a little bit. But it wasn't too close to you, but they are like quite shining, quite big. It looks like there's some kind of celebration happening closer to the town.
Huh.
Are they
I-
celebrating that we died? Are we in heaven? And as I stood, keep
oh.
We're just close to the heavens.
Is it
Man,
Durga
it's-
Puja? Like, what is it? It's not Durga Puja. Like, what?
No, it's a Tuesday night. It can't be Durga Puja.
No, I know. So, what is it?
There's-
It's
you don't
definitely
remember any
not. So,
festival.
what is it?
There's no
Are you
arranged festival.
celebrating a victory?
This is very
Maybe
weird.
maybe for your
We
protest,
need-
maybe.
Do you want to go closer and
Protest
see?
went well.
Where do you guys
Okay,
want to
I'm-
drive
No,
to?
the land is behind a building, not in public.
Okay, what building is there? The factory is blown up. I see fumes coming out of it still. Do I still see the fumes
Right.
coming out of it? Or is it
The
faded?
fumes are long
See
gone. That was
things.
like several hours ago. You can go behind the wreck of the building, or you can aim, for the little dosa shop that was nearby, or you can actually go to your place because your place is between you and the university. If you wanted to like go to the boarding house and drop off there,
We can go home.
But it'll be in the public. It'll be in the public. Is there a
Your
way?
board-
Is there,
Behind the
your board-
building.
again,
Yeah.
your boarding house isn't like in the most populous part of town anyway.
okay.
Hey!
Okay, and so Token, I know how to go up, but how do we go down?
Stop pedaling.
Let go, stop, let go.
And I immediately just stop.
Whee! It starts going down fast,
Okay.
fast, and then
Okay,
And
slow
then it
pedals, slow pedals, slow pedals.
whee! But yeah, at least it's like you're going down high speed. You guys don't feel like gravity give out underneath you. Like you can see it, but you don't have that sense of vertigo while you're inside this thing.
Okay,
So it's not
Okay.
as terrifying as a roller coaster.
I think I got the hang
It's
of
still
it.
it's still pretty terrifying, like seeing everything go fast.
Sure.
Like, you don't feel it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, you just don't have that sense of like your stomach going up to your throat.
This is definitely
Yeah.
not like riding a bicycle.
Where are you dropping off? Where are you landing?
Close to the place wherever it's like hidden from public view, even if they
So-
try to come over. So,
So the boarding house, like the roof
Yeah.
behind the boarding house. All right, you end up behind the boarding house, able to get off pretty easily, land safely. Tokum is just like, is it like getting off, looking excited about everything? Like, wow, oh, so this is how they build modern buildings. And he's like looking, tapping
Good
everything.
thing I have an empty.
wow.
Get you a room. Sequester yourself there.
Look.
Don't make a
Oh,
mess.
you don't. I promise. And he like goes into the building. Unless you guys want to. What are you guys? He like stops at it. So what are you guys
I'm
going
going
to
to
do?
fix the machine, the engine, because I don't want to keep kicking all the way to Kathmandu. It's going to be painful. So
I mean, we could use those machines
Okay.
to travel faster.
Yeah. It only
Nice.
takes a day to recharge and big smile.
right.
We should definitely
Yeah,
use
and they
those
travel very
machines again.
But what if it rejects us like what it did last time? What if it hurts us again? Like my body's still hurting from that.
Oh, that's just getting used to it. It'll
Yep.
be fine next time.
Can I still see where the fireworks are coming from?
From this distance, it looks like it's near the university. It's like you think that they're launching it from like the roof of the
Oh.
college of the university.
Huh.
It's like and you're like getting close, and you can like hear instruments being playing. Someone's a bunch of people on drums. There's like there's like something happening on. I'm not saying you can hear laughter, but it sounds like a good time.
There's
fireworks
a party
party.
at the university.
Let's check it out. Let's
Please
check it out.
go check it out.
Yeah, I'm with Anush in that.
Yeah. Why was I not invited to this party?
I mean,
Yeah. Why
To
weren't
be
you
fair,
invited?
we were unconscious and
So,
underground in an
well-
ancient ruin.
That makes sense.
I mean, yeah.
They won't believe us.
maybe it's one of those
So-
impromptu ones that just
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, but we need to bring some story, right?
No, if we bring food,
What do
it'll be
we-
fine, right? Let's just.
Like, where were we? Like, if there's someone comes to us and like, hey, Ottawala, where were you all this while?
Oh, you say you were in the
I
crowd.
don't think someone's going to do that.
Yeah, I think there's too many
If
people.
anyone asks, Garima was hurt, and we all took her back to the clinic, and we have been looking after her.
Oh yeah, because
Use
there
your
was
auto
an
to come
earthquake
back.
and there was some destruction, so that's easy enough.
Where is
What was
your
the
auto?
lady
It
who
got
was trying to
damaged.
help Alicia? What was her name? Nitya?
Nitya.
Yeah, what about her? She's definitely saw us fall.
I want to make sure she's okay. I want to
Yeah,
find her
I
and
don't
make
think
sure
we
she's-
have to worry about her in that sense.
I hope
What you
not.
say is like, alright.
Yeah.
The girl owes me years of bandage work at this point. I think we're fine.
Can I-
Okay. Okay.
Otto, can you give me a sneaky roll?
Okay. All right. One sec. Sneaky roll it is.
When I get the chance, I'd also like this would probably be when we were flying over. I would have asked Reggie, Uncle, does India have Kaiju like
Does
guidelines to like protect itself and stuff like this? Like looking at all the damage, you would still be pretty spooked by it all.
would I know about any specific guidelines?
We'll just say
Yes, you would. The main safety protocols, like general ones, which are basically avoid the kaiju, follow the instructions of like the military and the AMP, giving you just advice and like to avoid that contact. But like the specific ones for this area, you don't really know. I don't think you would have like gone to the local military command or local police, like, hey, what are we doing in these kind of scenarios? But there is like special bunkers you can go to like hide out, but they're further away from the town. Usually they get more warning than just now. Usually it's like, oh, we can see a kaiju several miles away.
Yeah, just
Okay, let's
appearing is
start
something
running.
we weren't ready for.
No, it hit with the fact that earthquake was very common. That's how they caught everyone off guard.
Mhm.
Roll is a one.
That was the main issue. Otherwise, she would have hidden.
Roll is a one. For sneaky.
You got a one. So yeah,
I
as you're like there, you're doing the sneak. Yeah, as you're going sneaky. Suddenly you hear like, "You guys, you're alive!" And you turn, and it's Nitya. She has been waiting at the boarding house for you guys. She saw your plane down. She got there like, "Oh my god! Oh, good, you guys are alive! Oh, it's so good."
I am
Actually,
just
like, she's hugging-
bolting to her
Whichever you
and
guys
just
close.
like
Probably Alicia.
launching.
Yeah.
And just
I'm just
launching
like,
into an
"Ah,
embrace.
Looking her over from this distance, does she look fine?
She looks a little frazzled. She's like her eye. She's like worrying. She's like intense, like worry, stress that's on her, but she doesn't have like any severe injuries or anything you can tell. Doesn't look like she got
Okay.
into any more fights, thankfully, and she looked like she obeyed your rules on like the bandages. Those are still there.
Yeah.
So that's good. But yeah, she's just like weeping. Like, oh my god, you guys are okay. You guys fell into this great gap, and I thought
I
I would
think
never
it's-
see you again.
Tears come
Why
in my
is-
eyes, and I give her back her 1 rupee.
Also, I would tell Deepak the protocol and how we just
Deepak.
weren't ready for Deepak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for easing
Yeah.
my.
You also
my
know they
worries.
usually
This is my
contact the
favorite
military.
running gag, I think.
It makes me very happy.
She's a little surprised, like, oh, just glad you're okay. She even hugs Otto. She hugs Garima. It's like, oh, you're okay. And just like hugging tightly. Hugs everyone. And then sees the little fella in the thing, little Tokum. And she's like, what who is
Oh,
what
it's
is that?
this is my cousin.
And Tokum.
Yeah, Toker.
My cousin. Cousin Token.
One of you give me a lie roll. One of you. How
I'm just giving a
think
thumbs
that
up in silence.
whoever
I'm
Yeah, okay.
all over the
Give me a lie. That'd be sneaky unless you think there's something else that's an appropriate approach.
Oh.
Do I add my 3 on the 1, or is it just is it the 1? I can't remember how this works.
Yeah, it's already been added. Your
Yeah.
plus 3 has already been added to that.
Okay.
Do you want to spend a fate point to make it? Because right now, the difficulty was difficulty is 3. Do you want to spend a fate point to
No,
invoke anything to help you out?
no. I want to see. What
Okay,
this does.
she says like
From my mom's side.
she's like, this is you.
Yes.
I thought you didn't have any family.
No,
Like,
no,
Coco
not
says, like,
here.
Why not? You're like, we're not family. We're not family. He's one of the blades of the Yanta.
I'm gonna get some coffee. Everybody needs some
Yanta.
coffee, right?
I just
It's
put
been a
a
long
hand
day.
on Toku's shoulder. Not talk about that to anyone other than us.
Alicia's gonna
Oh,
put her
okay.
arm through
one
Nithya's and
knows
just
what a
kind of
Yanta
like
is.
lead her away. Like, yeah, Blades of the Yanta is it's a band we're starting.
Oh.
And, and just like walk
Oh.
away.
Oh, I was going to say it was a book.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
It's a band about a book.
Yeah. Well, no. But
Oh.
It's a concept album.
Yeah.
he's like, need your help. DC, let's
Wow,
make
but-
something quick.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, is it British rock? They're always so conceptual, and she's like very
Yeah.
Yes,
confused as you're leading
it's
them
very
away.
experimental.
I'm going to, in order to stop Token from talking, I'm just going to chuck raw filter
And
coffee
yeah,
bits.
I'm
in.
just explaining the situation to Toku that Yanta aren't a thing. We need to keep
But-
it hush hush.
But we just weren't. You just were a thing. You just killed a worm.
I pour another
Yeah,
chuck of
but no one knows
filter
that we
coffee
were
bits.
in them now,
Yeah.
do they?
Sure. I mean, I know, but no one else does. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you have to know.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
Oh.
a special secret that you're a part of as well.
Okay. I understand. He's like, we don't want King Ashoka to find out. I understand. He's very scary.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. He's like nodding.
So I'm
Is it just
walking
Alicia?
to the university
Where-
with Nithya and asking on like,
Yeah,
oh,
okay.
what's like, I've changed the subject. I'm like, what's happening?
Oh, the others, they're all having like this party to celebrate those Mecha that showed up and saved the day. We think they're probably from Russia, but we're really happy that they showed up. So we're just celebrating and just like everyone's going wild about it. Even I think Professor Patil even was involved with that. I don't know what's happening. I genuinely everyone's like was worried. Yeah, I wanted to stay here in case you guys were okay, because some of the injured were just being found. But it's like, I was just, really scared. I'm just so happy you're okay. And I didn't know you played an instrument.
You know what?
You didn't know you played an
I'm gonna
instrument?
start learning. I'm gonna start learning the tambourine. I'm really excited.
The tambourine.
an awful, an awful
But
question, Baron.
why do people think the mechs are Russian?
I mean, India doesn't have any giant robots. And Japan, I don't know why Japan would send giant robots away. So we assume it's Russia that they would send it. Why? Do you think it's Did you see the giant mechs? Do you know where they might have come from?
I mean, I saw them, but like, I don't know. They didn't look Russian.
Did you?
Is all.
I mean, one of them was big and red, and like
Oh,
really
yeah, that
tough.
was
So that
the
looked
coolest
Russian. Another
looking
one was a
one,
bear.
right?
What's more Russian than
I
a
don't know, man. I
bear?
think one was really neat.
Oh yeah, the bear was so cool.
You suddenly appeared behind them.
I mean, the code was bad.
Even
Oh yeah, is anyone is everyone
Yeah, I
just
would-
walking after these
Yeah.
two? These as they're heading to.
Yeah, follow it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so you did. Oh, which ones did you guys like? You saw the mechs as well?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
just
just
from
like-
just from a
yeah.
distance, but, like,
Oh yeah, I was absolutely conscious the entire time that was happening. Yes, I
Yeah.
saw those
I
men.
did see a black one in the distance. Seemed to be doing a good.
And there was this
The
awesome,
most
awesome-
competent one.
He was like fast. That
Yeah.
one was like fast. The other one was like awesome, like an auto rickshaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just look at Otto.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
So are you going to explain why your auto rickshaw could fly?
What?
What?
I saw you guys like
What?
come in with your thing had helicopter blades on the top.
Oh, it's
Didn't
just
you hit your head?
something
You-
cool
you
that,
walked
that
away
his
now.
company is it's just something cool and new his company is trying out. You know,
It's
giving him
Ghost.
a-
Yes,
part of the
Garima, what's it
band.
called?
It's Ghost. It's Ghost.
It's close.
Oh. Okay. She immediately is like, oh god, okay, we don't need to talk about that. Not at this time of that. We just survived. Why would you bring that up? Do not give me that kind of nuzzer.
I keep
Years
mixing
being
it up.
taken off of Rajiv's life.
All right. You guys make it to the university as she's just like, you've like scared her into not talking because like she doesn't want bad spirits, bad juju, or anything like that. Bad nuzzer. As you guys are talking about like the mechs, and you can see now you can properly hear there's like celebration, there's cheering, definitely the sound of people getting drunk. Definitely on like the roof of the university as you guys are there. You can see Professor Patil's not getting drunk, obviously, but she is like watching and she's smiling, like she's like broadly smiling. She's like going, she's like, it's like this is a great time. And even like Professor Bezra, you can see him on the other side. Like he is completely sloshed. He is completely gone off. He's got his t-shirt tied around his head, and like him with his. Everyone's like, "Oh, we can't believe we survived! Praise Hanuman, praise Shiva!" And he's just like everyone's cheering, everyone's like going wild, and just like chanting and just like get the stash. Yeah. And so like Professor Bezra's giving us his alcohol. This is great. Yeah, I probably agree to that. Yeah, as you guys approach, Professor Patil's like, Alicia, you're okay. She like comes over and she's like, and she does that gentle like backward, gentle pat. As much affection as she gives. I said, I'm so glad you're all right.
Yeah. Sorry, before I do that scene, I thought I heard Tan Fighter try to say something.
Sorry, Tan Fighter, will you go back? What's up?
Nothing. I would have just whispered to Alicia, looking at Professor Bezra, telling her, hey, this is where you can do something. Find a camera, get evidence, but that's on you.
That's a really excellent idea. Do you think Tokum has any recording equipment?
You told Tokum to stay behind. You told him to stay in the boarding
right.
house.
That's right.
Okay. One trouble at a time, all right?
Do we have any? Damn it, I don't have any recording equipment. Okay. We'll figure it out. That's a really good idea, Doc. That's an excellent idea.
But I remember our numbers by heart. You can keep me.
I don't think that's the same. I believe you, but I don't think that's the same.
I tried.
Question: would we have got Tokum?
You said Tokum stay behind. Did you want to change your mind and say Tokum join us with your clothes?
I would prefer Tokum to not be with this crowd of fucking people.
I would have liked to have brought him with us, but like if
I don't think any of us have a high lie skill.
Let's let them get used to their room.
Do you want to again? If at any point you want Tokum to show up, you can spend a fate point and he'll be here. Anyone can decide to spend that fate point.
Believe him.
All right then. What's it called? People are celebrating. Garima, one of your friends, is passing you some alcohol. They're passing alcohol basically to anyone who wants it, and also juice to anyone who doesn't. Just like getting it's like everybody like we survived today. We lived. This is a fantastic time. And it's like the art department, they finally done it. And you see there's a big scroll coming out, and it's just opened up, and you see 70s movie poster style. They've done a hand-drawn picture of the 5 Mecha, just like standing over there. Look at these guys. It's like, these Mecha just finally showed up and then vanished. It's amazing. Thank you, Russia.
I would start crying. Yes, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Who took that photo?
Just patting.
It's not a photo. It's hand. It's a sketch. It's someone's painted
it's
it.
hand drawn. Okay.
Hand painted. Yeah.
Yes.
I look at DC eye to eye, and I also cry as well.
I gotta hug Otto. It's us.
Bro,
I'm very just
I'll
displeased.
go get a drink. Just
who's
one quiet drink. He's just sitting there like, ah,
This
job
is
well done.
bullshit. Like we all know this is bullshit, right?
What was wrong?
It's a government conspiracy.
No, it's gone. I'm so happy.
I'm so glad it was a government
They should let
conspiracy.
them believe whatever they want to believe.
They did them justice.
As long
No,
as
but they need to know who saved them. They need to know that it was Indians and Indian women who saved them and Indian goddesses. This
I
is
mean,
bullshit.
you need to remember that what we did is basically game changing, and if
And we
the
want
wrong
the
people catch
Russians to
wind
get
of it,
credit for us.
doesn't matter who gets the credit. Is the point?
It
saved the
matters,
people.
Doc. And Alicia's like falling
yeah.
into that fight again.
Alicia, you are seeing like some Professor Bezos, like he come out with these pictures there. And he said like, this is fine example. This courage shown by these unknown Russian male pilots, definitely coming in and saving the day. Truly, out in their masculinity. And I'm offering you a fate point. Your fate point reset to 3. I'm offering you a fate point to basically shout out, "Hey, no, that it's not them." And
Yes,
just
I
basically
will
either make
take
a
that
scene or
fate
announce it
point.
was you.
I will take that
Okay.
fate point.
She says that I would walk in forward because I'm right now would be drinking due to sadness. I dislike that notion, and I'm going in, take the picture, and tear it off.
Wow.
You-
Okay,
oh,
so
you're
that's gonna
sad?
come in a
I
moment.
was
So you're
happy.
gonna go around. You're gonna go around and tear up the picture. But first, Alicia has wants to say
Rajiv,
something.
Bezra, you were wrong again. What a surprise. It wasn't the Russians that did it. It was Indian women and Indian goddesses that saved all of Bihar and you. And you should be on your knees thanking the women of this country, thanking us for saving you, thanking young people for saving you, and your crusty, old, ridiculous ass, or whatever the 1974 version of that is.
The asses still existed.
Yeah.
As it still existed.
I think that's the line from today's episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll yell that.
Okay, so you're like doing that. It sounds like you're making this big scene. I think it's either forceful or flashy, but you're like
Yes.
doing this in front of everyone. Everyone's seeing what you're doing.
Yes.
Let's see how this goes off. Roll your choice, flashy or forceful.
I'm assisting her.
I'm gonna roll forceful because
Sure. You wanted to. I think someone's helping you by tearing up the poster.
That's Dhruv.
You think, sure, that's helping. Why not? You're making a big
Yes.
scene, ruining the art department's work. Great. Is anyone else hiding or contributing? Yeah.
No, I'm just
Karima?
like very drunk, so I'm like in my drunk state being like, yeah, Indian women, yeah.
All right.
I
so
finished
yeah.
my drink and I'm just standing behind Alicia with my arms crossed, waiting. If they try to do anything funny, I can jump in.
the other shoe is definitely going to drop, and Raju is the only one waiting for it.
I'm just shook for a moment because like I don't know.
Like
what's
he just has
happening.
his hands cocked, like folded up, just waiting.
All right. So
I-
the difficulty for this is 3. You can spend. You get a +1 because you're getting helped out behind you by. Sorry, in front of you, because Otto is like there making this scene. He's like showing a supportive figure, and of course you're getting cheers from the background from Garima. So you have a +1. So currently you are tied. That means it's not too
Yeah.
impressive. It's like you'll say it and maybe it'll be forgotten, but or maybe it'll be remembered. Do you want to push it? Do you want to spend a fate point to go beyond, to invoke
I want
something, to
to
go a
say
bit
something
further?
to him if it's okay.
No, I need feed points right now, so I'm not gonna just keep it as it is.
Okay, so you do that, and like everyone's just like, "What?" And then a few people are a little confused by what you're saying, like, "Yeah, Indian women are goddesses, and they misunderstand what you're getting at. And like some people are just like there on your side, and he's just like, really, you think you believe those pilots are Indian women? Now that is mythology. And he's like saying that there's like some cheers, some boos from different sides of the party, as like the good mood has kind of gone away because of the
Ezra, I
show of
think
misogyny.
you've had a bit much. Maybe have a little rest.
This is my
Professor,
you think you can come to me and tell me are you even a real doctor? Because I have a doctor. And he's like looming over you. He's clearly you can smell the alcohol.
I'm gonna break. You keep talking like that.
Oh, damn.
I can see a male chauvinist pig that you are right now. And because of that, I used to fight people like you back in the day. Don't make me go there. Please don't.
Sure. He's like, and you can see like the guys are surrounding, like, okay, come on. And like Bezra's not going to fight you, but you see like some of his boys who have also shirtless tied around their heads as well. It's like, hey, you want to do something? What do you? They're like around Otto and Rajiv. So Rajiv, do you want to intimidate them? Do you want to show them what you can do?
Yeah. He would just first like look at Bezra. So, I take it your dignified drunk ass can't fight for itself, huh?
He's like,
Always
I'll show
the
you
same
what I can fight, but he's like facing the wrong way. I'll show you what I can do.
And looking at the other people who walked up to me, like I'm just like, your glorious leader, gentlemen.
Okay.
You may want to have a look at him before he walks off the roof here. Just a suggestion.
Sure. This could be any number of things. This could be clever. This could be careful. What do you think it is? What do you think this approach is?
Between those two, it would be more careful because he is darting the situation as much as he can. If push came to shove and these guys continue being asses, then he would punch them, no problem. But until then, he's contained.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. You can roll for that. Hold on.
That's it.
I would like to think that Alicia's seen this look on Rajiv's face before, and he's like, "Yeah, Doc, don't fucking let him talk to you that way." It's just like egging him on, like fucking punch him, do it.
Oh, he's getting angry. This is our moment. Push him.
For the first time, I'm in sync with Rajiv for the first time ever.
Yeah,
so
can you fucking believe he's talking to you like this? Like, what the fuck?
Seeing what's happening, I'm gonna have to come help my boys just in case. No, I'll be ready.
So you were coming forward. You're seeing this happening. These guys are like, oh shit, we should stop him from going off the roof. And they like grab him and they like bring him back. And like Professor Bezra like comes forward. He's like, where's you off? And then he like gets in real close. You can smell the stink of this mix of beer and wine. And he's like, you're a fucking disgrace to the military. I know what the fuck you are. You disgusting. And he's like, he's whispering, like, I know exactly.
He's just like, oh, I didn't see you on the front lines. I think you were busy.
I know.
Talking shit while drunk.
Sir. Yeah. It's like, I know what you. Yes, I was too busy doing my job. My job looking after these students. Who have you looked after? And he's like saying that. Yeah, you know what this is. This is your trouble. This is like your haunted memories.
Yeah.
How are you reacting to that? Are you retreating? Are you going forward? Are you engaging? What do you want to do when he says that?
If he said, like, oh, I was doing my job unlike you, I would punch him.
Do it.
Yeah, he is essentially saying, he's saying, I did my work. I looked after my people. Who did you look after?
When?
Headbutt.
And I follow with the water smash.
I would also join when he says, "Who have you helped?" So.
Okay, so both of you are coming in for a 2-punch on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I will give a signal to Nitya that she and I both know means if you have it in you, you should join.
Okay. Nitya always has it in, so she's happy. Garima, as you see violence is about to happen, what do you do?
I mean, this is like the guy who ruined my life, so I'm not like, and I'm kind of out of my senses right now. I think I want to like just kind of go up behind him and pull his pants down.
Love it.
So this scene, you're just being like manhandled, you're just being insulted, being this kind of thing, and then suddenly your two boys come into the side, smack this guy 1-2 in the face. Unknown, right behind, his pants have been pulled down, so he gets toppled back, basically behind. And then suddenly Nitya looks at all this, and to Alicia, suddenly there's this shock that this is happening. The music stops, and Nitya says like, "Fight!" and just punches the guy. And this turns into this incredible brawl. It's like punches are going wild, things are going have. Someone get a drum smashed on their heads. Who's getting in the fight and who's running away from the fight?
Alicia is
I'm-
watching but not
I
getting
am
involved.
in the center of this.
Yeah.
I'm taking like I broke the bottle and I'm taking my fist, whatever energy I can. Even though he's like skinny, he's like just punching.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
Like
like
going
the
to-
randos
to
that
the
walk in, I'm
sides.
just headbutting them away, but I'm specifically beating the shit out of Bezra.
yeah. A lot of people
That's what's-
beating up this old man.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah. How is
Well, not
Yeah,
poor
how's
guy.
you reacting to this Bollywood beatdown? As like everyone's just like pow, kapow, whole thing's happening. Like, just these exaggerated punches are happening. It basically looks like that as things are going wild. How's DC? Is DC joining in the fight?
Yeah, I've joined in. Like, I'm
Great.
still like,
So
I'm
yeah.
not
So as this is
taking what he said.
DC and I would do like a double team, sort of like
Yeah.
like a ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We high low. I get on my knees. You push him over.
And
Yeah.
then like push
Yeah,
that.
as this is happening, it's going in. Punches are going wild. You see this incredible show. As then suddenly, the five of you, in the middle of this fight, you all start to. Suddenly, some of you starts to glow as the light just shines together, and Bezra knocked up, turned over as the light flashes the screen as the words "intermission" appear. As we cut to the interval. Hi, and welcome back to Desis&Dragons. I hope you enjoyed that intermission. For those who are just joining in, right before this, the players woke up in the temple and discovered that it wasn't a dream. What they had seen, the fight with the Skolex, the vision of Kathmandu, and they decided to go back and figure out what the heck had happened. They took their little autocopter and they met up with Nitya, who saw the autocopter. Is confused, and they came to this big party celebrating the mighty mechs that saved them. Of course, they didn't know who had piloted those mechs. So the art department had done this very nice, 70s movie poster style, hand painted image where they celebrated what was clearly just like 5 brave Russian male pilots, definitely. And of course, that was not true at all. So Alicia took a stand, said, "No, this is wrong." That poster was torn up. And then there was a little bit of a throwdown when Professor Bezra revealed he knew a little bit about Rajiv, that Rajiv would not know, that he had kind of not done his job. He had failed his country. What does it all mean? Who knows? What we do know is everyone immediately threw down. It turned into a big ballroom blitz. It was insane. Fight was happening. And as it was happening, the 5 PCs began to glow. They began to glow their own unique colors. We see the red, as we can, the deep pink, as we saw Alicia starting to punch farther, hit hard, hit faster, generally just becoming more badass. We can see, just like in a blur, someone who's really drunk thinks that they've had too much, as they see Otto just like take down like 3 people in high speeds. Somebody tries to hit Garima with a chair from behind, and yet it smashes on nothing, like something invisible. And the Garima isn't even aware that chair was coming for her. There's this panic and like fears happening. Suddenly, we see standing in the middle, Rajiv just like kind of stops as like everything disappears. Like he's no longer in the fight. He's no longer in the thing. He's in this lush Buddhist temple, this Buddhist palace, as he's just kind of like as he's like standing there. Looming over him is this large white gorilla, just like staring down, this intimidating force, looking down at him. And like this voice, this feminine voice that's over, says like, "Your powers are dangerous. You won't be able to control them without training. You have been changed. And if you do not want it to happen, more dangerous things to happen like it happened before, you must come and train as soon as you can." And then as you're wondering, you're back there. Suddenly everyone's there, fights going wild, just like things are going crazy. There's a small little issue as the clouds are kind of like filling up the sky. Things are getting dark. And there's like people like, it's not due to rain today. The clouds are happening. It's getting thick. It's getting surrounding as DC is being like surrounded. A group of guys are like on top of him. And there's like sparks going off in DC's hands. Big sparks. I'm going to need you to give me a roll. Which one would it be? To kind of like contain the sparks. Because these are big sparks. What?
I'm trying to be careful.
I think, yeah, probably.
I don't think we
Yeah.
hide them. So I just want to be careful so it doesn't hurt someone.
Yeah, so roll careful for me.
I got 3.
Okay. So yeah, there's like you're just seeing it just like building up, just like static energy. It's kind of like building up around, and then like lightning. You feel like lightning just comes straight striking down. As you see, like it's about to hurt somebody. It's about to hit the guy who's about to hit you, and you raise your hand, and the lightning just goes into your hand, narrowly avoiding that guy. He has no idea you just saved his life, so he's just gonna. So he just ducks his head as you just like feel yourself jazzed by this lightning.
For me,
What do you do?
I can see the lightning going in slow mo. Like,
yes, you do. You have that Batman vs Superman, just like the lightning going down. So with that, DC, what do you do when you suddenly see the lightning go into your hand? It's still there. The charge is there. What do you do with all that energy?
Could I use it to like stun everyone that's like around me for a moment, or like try to push them off me?
I'd be insulted if you didn't try. Give it a yeah. Let's give that a go. What do you think this would be? I don't know if this would be careful. This would probably be clever. This feels like clever or maybe forceful. I don't think this is sneaky. You're hitting them with lightning.
Yeah. I'm thinking clever is more so just trying to create like space.
Clever. You get. Sure, I'll give you a +2 for this because you are charged. That is your aspect. You are lightning charged.
Okay. I got 3.
Okay. And an extra +2 from the charge. So there's this boom of lightning that just comes out. It just like stuns the people around. They like shake and they just like get sent a bit flying. And there's like people like, wait, what? Like, wow, that thunder was close. And they're like a little bit like surprised. And the fighting kind of like stops as everyone's happening. These guys are just kind of like shaking a little bit. They're not badly injured. You did a good roll, but they are like shocked and a little bit stunned by this. What do you want to do with this break in the fight?
In this moment, I would see what the situation is with. I'd see what the situation is with everyone else in my group, and then see either they need help or like we need to get out of here.
I want to try something if it's okay. Like as soon as the lightning is going to strike, time slows down, and I'm trying to do the scene from Quicksilver in X-Men, goes in slow mo.
Yes.
Will like readjust their bits, like their punches bit by bit, so that they just keep hitting each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just realize, and then like keep running around, ensuring everybody else is safe.
Let's see how effective this is. You'll get a +2 to this because super speed. This is probably quick. This is probably quick, I think, or flashy. Your call.
That will be. Yeah, that's a 3.
What I'd imagine is like when you turn them all to like punch each other, and as like their fists make impact, then the blast of lightning goes out on them more. I push them all back
Amazing.
as they take all.
Yeah. So what did you get?
So
Yeah.
yeah, 3.
So 5. Okay. Yeah, because I gave you a +2 to that. So yeah, you go in, and just like these guys, they're not shaking. You say like, where did they get that bruise? He wasn't punched in the face. And you like look at them. They all seem to like knocked each other out as that's happening. We like turn a little bit. Alicia, Garima, some of the other Nitya, they're like kind of fighting, and like some of the other women, like there are a couple of these female who are trained in boxing, but not everyone's like Nitya, and some of them are getting like kind of like crowded and surrounded by these like pumped up, very aggressive men. Garima, what do you do?
Oh, so like, but I didn't notice that I had the barrier, right? But I think
No, you didn't know-
instinctive.
No, but
Yes,
you
I
do
think
see that you're glowing.
instinctively.
Yeah.
Yeah, so instinctively I will like reach out, like start going towards those women and reach out. And I think as I reach out, like a barrier will like I'll end up using my powers and form a large barrier like between them and like the people who are trying to attack them.
Excellent. You're creating a barrier, creating advantage. Okay. Roll with whatever approach you think is appropriate, and yeah, I think this is you get a +2 to this. So roll.
Can
And
I
can you-
support the action?
How do you want to support this?
I'd like to, on the other side that Grim is creating the barrier, create an opening by just like punching my way through the crowd. So like there's a barrier wall that's been created, and also a way for them to be funneled out to safety.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think
Sure.
I'll probably use careful because I'm trying to like.
Yeah, I don't
protect
think she trapped them in a bubble. I think she kind of like just created a wall between them and the guys so
Yeah.
that they can retreat. So I don't think there's that kind of.
Oh, I
that's
see.
not
I'm
the
sorry.
issue.
I
But do you?
misunderstood. I'm so sorry.
Sure. Do you want your thing to be like you're on the other side, so they're like, oh, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Yeah, basically.
Sure. So yeah, you're jumping over
But
like an
I was hoping
incredible
it was
leap
would
over
be,
this
but I
wall.
guess I wouldn't.
You see, you're incredible leap, farther than you've ever leapt high jump and long jump than before. What did you get, Garima, on your roll?
I got 3.
Okay, there is this barrier that's shown up. Do you want it to be visible or invisible?
Oh, invisible. Like
Okay,
maybe
so
there's
then-
like a faint purple like tint.
Yeah,
to
there's
it.
a faint purple haze, and like the guys can't like get to you. They're like to these girls, and they're confused. And then landing behind them is like Alicia, who immediately gets their attention, and they're like, "What? How did you?" Like this woman just like doing this incredible move. They're like, "What? What the fuck?" Roll to kick their asses, Alicia.
Yes.
Been waiting 2 sessions to do this.
Let's go.
Can I add my I'll get my hands dirty so you don't have to aspect?
Yes, 100%. That'll be a 5. And I was going to give, if you spend a fate point, I was
Oh,
going to give you like a
sorry.
+2 because you're passionate. So yeah. No, you
Okay,
don't need
so
to
I
reroll. You can just add a
rolled
+2.
Oh, pardon me. Yeah, that was just me clicking by accident.
That's fine. I understand.
so,
That's a common mistake. So yeah.
Sorry.
So +2 from
so
the fate
3
point.
on my roll plus okay. So
2 and
5 total
+2
then.
from from your superpower. Like this is what you're meant to do when you're passionate and defending. So 7. So
Nice.
you don't just beat up these guys. You beat up all of Bezra's guys. Describe how you beat up a
Amazing.
good 14 guys.
What the fuck? Oh, Ranju's gonna be so mad at me. On this.
I have done a full hit and spray, but it was like a fraction of a second.
Amazing.
Tell us how you beat up 14 guys.
Well,
Sure.
I think it's really just taking advantage of the situations that everybody else has created. Like Graham has created that sort of force field and forces all of these aggressive dudes sort of against that wall. So they're kind of just like clustered waiting to get their ass kicked. So that's like some of them. Rajiv's got a few of them pinned down in the middle. So again, like that's a cluster like waiting to have their ass kicked. And Deez has just like uh stunned everybody in a radius around him. So again, like taking advantage of that advantage, and Dhruva's time stop, like making a few people just so much slower than they would normally be, as it kind of just radiates from him. So he has like a few things he's doing intentionally, but like that unintentional aura of power is affecting other people, I think. And yeah, so she's just taking advantage of the scenarios created by everybody.
Got it. Yeah, go in, take it out. He's slowed, get him. He's shocked, get him. He's up against a barrier, smash his head in, and eventually, all of Bezra's guys are kind of done. People are like really impressed, really amazed. And like, we go over to Rajiv. You're coming out of it, out of this like vision, and you can see, kind of like crawling away, like trying to avoid being seen, his pants by his ankles. You can see Professor Bezra just trying to get out of there. Like clearly, the tiles have turned.
I want to just grab him, pull him
Yeah.
back,
Ah!
turn him around, and just pull him up and give him a solid punch on his eye.
Yeah, he's like, "This is not proper."
And
yeah,
before he says anything, do it like 1 or 2 more times for good measure, you know?
yeah.
Probably
There's like,
three.
shoom, shoom.
I probably sneaked in
Yeah.
more from the sides, just like as I'm
And
going
then-
through.
I kind of just like
Yeah, but
stand
by the
up.
time even the
Go ahead.
by the time the speedster gets to him, you've already like knocked him bloody, black and bloody.
And yeah, like I just stand up, pull out like a handkerchief, and I start like just cleaning up my knuckle, and then I throw it on his face, and just go like, "You may want to put some ice on that. The clinic's closed tonight." And I start walking away.
Badass.
Yeah. You hear Nitya shout, "This is why you're my favorite doctor."
I just look at him.
He holds
He
up her
looks
equally
fine. I'm
bloody
like,
twist.
"Okay, fine."
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah,
She's fine.
I'm like, yeah, more bandages. Like you see that
Ah.
like flare of anger is fading, and he's returning to his tired self again, and he's just like, fine, bandages.
Yeah. All right. So with that, the party's not going to continue at this point. Police will arrive at some point tonight because of all this kind of thing. I think all of you want to get out
I'll
of
pour
there. I
myself
think all of
another
you just
drink
want to
and leave.
leave.
Is there a bottle of booze I can grab on
get
my
your
way
drink.
out?
Yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna grab
Oh,
a
yeah,
drink and have
100%,
a
yeah.
drink.
I'm glad.
Yeah, you can
No, for
grab
me,
some
it's
wine.
fine. So I
Grab some wine, grab
keep
some beer.
stocking in the booze. I keep going back to the house, get the booze, go back and get the booze.
Sure. Yeah, with that, you guys head back. You guys are all heading back to the boarding house. As you can see, waiting, head in, going in. I imagine most of you guys want to go to sleep.
He slept.
Well, I would
I'll
like to have
bandage
a
up the
quick
injuries.
chat with everybody before we do go
Yeah.
to sleep.
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, you see as you're like heading in, waiting like in the living room, like lotus position, you see Tokum is already there. But you also notice Tokum is not naked anymore. He has got some earrings on, he's got a red scarf around his head, he's got a little, what looks like a mixture of a shwami and a lower sari. It's like mixed up a lot of outfits. And you realize he has stolen from all of your closets. Like a bit from everyone's closets. Like the earrings are Garima's and just like, yeah, 100%. He's just like little bits and pieces. He doesn't care about the gender. They don't care about the gender of the clothes. They're just grabbing bits and pieces.
I really hope you didn't take my underwear.
Just like,
I really hope you didn't take my underwear as I'm
Nope.
going into my room to see if my underwear is taken or not.
Tokumi
And
looks so good.
he did not. He didn't.
Hey,
Let's be honest. Did he take the underwear?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. He's like, he doesn't know what underwear is. I think underwear wasn't around at that point.
He's wearing.
So.
I love how
Good night,
you
Alexa.
look. I love what you're wearing. And Alicia is very like
Aww.
Yeah, and I think Garima also
Thank
at this
you.
point is just like in full, like probably some of the alcohol's wearing off, but she's still kind of tipsy, and she's just like in full like drunk girl, like, oh my god, you look so pretty. I love these earrings. I love this kind of mode.
I start to become like very hungry now because of all the running and all the energy burning
Wait,
through.
but before you go, what the hell was that?
What?
I
What
I
happened?
was stronger than I've ever been.
You all are too slow for me.
Did any of you see a giant white monkey?
What monkey?
No.
Just see him go silent for a second, like, hold on.
Wait, but like
He, like, looks at, like,
everybody, Tokum, did you have something to do with this?
I was here. Oh, wait. Are you experiencing the side effects? Ah,
Holy
interesting.
shit, these
gets
are
a little
the
note-
side
Could
effects.
we
Notepad.
could we get a list of the side effects, please? Tom?
I wouldn't.
Will we get
Well, I
to
was overhand. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't.
Because-
I wasn't 100% sure what would happen, but usually, when as part of you, just as the spirit, the Yanta changes to match your spirit, it gains additional powers that are suitable for your spirit or more in tune with you, unique abilities. But because you are not permanently bonded to them, as you're able to like come out, it seems those abilities, come back out when you leave them, the Yanta. Fascinating.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
So with permanent bonding, would we have been stuck inside?
Yes. But it doesn't.
Okay, I don't-
That's not going to be. We don't have the power for that, unfortunately.
I don't
Yes.
want that ever. Yeah, no.
unfortunate?
There is. Yeah, you would have to. Yeah, it doesn't seem very easy to do. You'd have to really push yourself. But I can make sure that the Yantas are safe in that regard. If that's not a desired. Okay, clearly you're not.
Yes,
that's
please
not a
do
desired
that.
outcome for some people. All right then.
Also, you watch
I
as
don't
he's
know.
I don't say
deciding what
anything
powers.
when everyone else is
So-
like when everyone's showing displeasure about being stuck inside, I'm like, huh, okay. And also like I'd imagine my hand is still smoking.
A little bit.
I've been trying to hide
So,
it.
That's fully
Yeah,
exhausted.
what did you guys?
Did you throw lightning? I didn't have anything to drink, so I'm pretty sure that wasn't it.
As soon as you say that, you have a glass of water in your hand. I'm still in my seat panting.
Maybe.
Ah,
It is-
Also, this, I raise a hand and a small blade appears in it.
What am I seeing? Am I tired to have dreams in real life too?
Ah,
And
You should-
you watch
Ooh,
as
it has
this
have some
kind of
food.
goes.
Oh, high velocity, enhanced metabolism. Is it super speed or time or controlling other people's time? Interesting. Take further notes. What did you guys get? And he's like asking about your powers. Like,
This, and I
I-
what
saw
you
a
guys
big
have.
monkey.
You saw a big monkey.
Yes, it was telling me my
Ooh.
powers will hurt me if I don't train them.
Fascinating. You're able to see
So-
into destiny itself. Ah, that is useful. That is very useful. Prophecies has happened before. It's fairly rare in the spirits. It's usually interesting. It usually applies to a spirit who keeps looking back. The machine tries to rectify that by make them look forward.
Are the others safe around me?
I don't see how a vision would be dangerous. At most, it's more dangerous to yourself.
It made it sound like it's going to be dangerous. Well, as long as that's not a problem,
I mean,
I'll figure it out.
Garima is like very confused
Mhm.
and looks
That
at Dr. Ajit and is like, so your power is to see a monkey who tells you to improve your power to keep the monkey?
Yes.
Okay.
I
we
don't
really
know
need
what
to-
the
maybe
confusing
you
about
need
this.
this, and I will hand her the glass of water that appeared in my hand.
And I would snatch the bottle that Alicia took and I'm just taking a swig.
We really need to
So,
go to Kathmandu if that's the case. I mean,
I
we
think-
clearly don't know who we are. It's hurting us too. As you see, Dhruva right now is slurring through his speeches as he's getting heavily exhausted each
I
time
will-
he exerts.
I would help Otto to a seat,
Yeah.
and I'd sit down next to him.
Thanks, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll also probably try to sit and like
Uh,
in the process I'm gonna like drop the glass of water and instinctively just barrier under it to just like stop it from breaking.
You see Rajiv go like, wait, what? Oh. Okay.
That's cool. Yes.
I'm
Alright.
gonna get up
So,
and then
all right.
like touch the glass. Is it? Have you got ghosts in the house, Uncle? Is the house haunted?
Man,
I
I'm
don't-
used to
I
this
it
right
better
now.
not be
Whatever.
that token.
Let it be a government conspiracy for all I care. It's fine. I'm used to it
No,
now.
government conspiracies don't work like this.
Yeah.
What do you say
They
about
usually
no,
cover things,
No,
but they
no,
don't give you
this-
both things.
There was a difference. There was a difference with
So-
that one.
Fine.
So, what do you, as you guys talk about government conspiracies in the presence of ghosts late into the night, into the early morning, the sun starts coming in, light starts coming in, you can like hear little, the thing that wakes you up is not the sound of like birds or anything like that. It is the honk of a car
No,
that is coming in. You look, you look and you see driving a lovely long red car. It's, I can't remember the ambassador. Yeah, those are the cars. It's an ambassador coming down,
Amazing.
and just like this fancy car, just window rolls down, and you see Nitya sticks her head out. It's like, look what I managed to nab. How are you guys doing?
What?
Wait, did you steal this, Nitya?
No,
Where'd you get this?
no.
Do I
Never
believe
lost
her?
Professor Patil gave it to us.
Why?
Professor Patil. Oh yeah, give me a roll. Give me a clever roll to see. if
I'm
you
too
can figure out if
tired
she's
even
lying
go
or
for
not.
that. I'm good.
Do all us roll that, or just Alicia and?
I think
Just-
because
just-
Alicia specifically asked, and Alicia knows her quite well.
Mhm.
Okay.
Give me a clever roll. Or if you think another approach is appropriate.
2.
It's very yeah, you got 2. It's very confusing that she's like, it's like, is she? But also you took a few punches to the head that happened. It's very it doesn't look like she's lying, but it's very out of character for Professor Patil to do this. She's saying like, so good news, Professor Patil loaned me her car. Bad news, you guys should probably not go to town for a
Yeah,
while.
we figured. I mean, Ezra
Yeah.
deserved that.
Yeah.
Idiot.
That's fine.
Professor Bez was kind of pushing charges about,
Oh no.
on all the fighting and all that. And the art department's very upset that they're posting.
Those male figures, like they don't even look like them. Whatever.
They were giant. They were
It
giant
wasn't.
mechs.
Yeah,
couldn't-
they.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ugh.
yeah. The
If
art department, it
anyone
wasn't their
should
fault.
respect artistic integrity, it's the art department. Dhruva, I'm with you. We'll maybe tomorrow. We'll do something about
Yeah.
it.
They only saw him for
Because-
a few moments. To be fair, like I'm
Yeah,
trying
really.
to justify it.
I'm just going to take filter coffee and I'm adding the liquor that was ordered in yesterday and pour some into it. And
I'm like on my 3rd cup of coffee for the day.
I have a cup of tea and I'm just like,
So,
they would come.
Play filter coffee. Oh,
filter coffee.
Tokum like sticks his head out and he said like, "Are those coffee beans? Oh my god, you must all be rich." He looks very
No,
excited.
you get it for cheap, man. I'll buy it for you if you want to stop.
Times have
Like,
changed, Joker.
Wow.
I think his name is
Yeah.
Tokum. Dog.
Right. Like,
Their name
What'd I
is
say?
Tokum.
it is. It's
Not
fine.
Tokum.
He's
I'm
Mr.
gonna give-
Joker, the repairman.
Yes.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
it's Talcum.
Their name is Mr.
oh,
Tokum.
uncle.
They.
Their name is
He's like
Tokum.
spreading his
Sorry.
hands like, I went to a lot of effort not to be called a he.
They are.
They got a whole mechanical
They're
body.
called.
And like Nitya is just like
Apologies,
stunned that like he's just
gender.
saying this. They're just saying this in front of her.
See?
Yeah.
They corrected me on the pronouns, not the name, meaning I'm good.
I'm
think-
gonna like hand them like some of my coffee to take a sip from if they
I'm just
want.
like when Alicia's trying to fight Rajiv about the name. I'm like, it happens.
I just go to my room,
you can't fight it.
take my tin supply, like whatever can supply that I have, like every Indian students would have from their mom, a can full of like just filter coffee and just pass it to them.
Yeah, and given that they've gotten Garima's coffee now, like, what are they enjoying it, or are they like, this is gross? Like, how do they react?
They're
to
like picky, and they
Garima's
say like
coffee?
they look at it and they say like, "Oh, this is quite nice." As their legs are like shaking high velocity from the caffeine. But the
Okay,
top is
that's
fine.
enough.
And
So,
maybe,
he like looks and he
maybe,
says like,
maybe that's enough.
so, "Oh, okay, it's fine. So, are we heading to Kathmandu?"
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna
so
say, since we
I had
can't
to
really
command
be
it.
in town for a little bit, not the worst idea, certainly.
I've never
we
been to
have,
Kathmandu. That'll be awesome. That'll be
I mean, we have to run away
much
from the
fun.
law. Technically. We
Yeah.
have to run away
It-
from the law.
Yeah.
We're gonna
this is
use
like,
the
so
robots to get there, right?
Yes, we'll need them.
I can
Don't
program
get
the
excited.
bots to travel there.
Do it.
If you guys want, or we can use
Yes,
like,
you could
Ooh,
program them to get there, and
Let's
we
be
can just
inside
ride in the auto.
or the,
No,
like
let's take
Nitya's
the
like,
robots.
actually, I'm kind
It
of
is
Let's go
less
back to you.
conspicuous.
yeah. Nitya's just like, I was also kind of like in trouble because the
Oh,
fighting and the thing. So
right.
I'm also taking some time off university. If anyone wants to ride in the ambassador,
You know what? I think she knows too much.
Hey.
She should be going on about. Should we take her?
I'll just like look her in the eye, and I'm like, remember when you got freaked out by a few things these kids were saying yesterday?
yeah.
If you are also in trouble, you should know that they weren't completely kidding, and also you can't tell this to anyone else, and now you have to come with us because you are an accomplice.
Oh, okay, I'll come. I was going to go to Delhi, but I'm fine going to Kathmandu.
Yeah, no, you've seen too much. I'm sorry.
You see way too much.
Could
It's
you say that less sinister? Could you say it in a less sinister way, Doctor?
You have been privy to things that put you in more danger than
All
they
right,
should.
stop talking. Stop talking about the toilet. That's enough. I need to hear about the privy. Let's go. All right. So, what's it called? Are you guys gonna go
I'm
by
going
the
to
power
take,
of mech?
I'm going to take Token's help to fix my auto's engine. And what I'm going to do is that instead of now
That is
pedaling
peeved.
to go up, I am going to ensure that the accelerator would do the pedaling by itself through the engine.
Yeah, once you tell him what to do and give him a little feedback on like what a car is, he figures it out and he helps you out doing that. So yeah, your thing can work with the ignition key. Doesn't need to be pedaled. And yeah,
Now, the British.
you guys can drop. So he says like, pack up all your things, and yeah, you guys will head over to where the mechs are. No one's around that area because big danger, big thing. As he says like, the mechs rise out of the ground, much as they did before, Voltron style. They kind of like accelerated at high speed out of the ground and appear. And they have their arms are held out as they kind of like in pause motion. Like, okay, so if you want them to move, you guys are going to have to rejoin with the mechs, with the Yantas.
It hurt a lot
You've
last time.
I'm
made
not
the
gonna hesitate.
changes, right? That this is we don't get stuck in the. You've done that change.
Like I said, the battery's not strong enough to make that permanent. You have to really push the connection for that to happen. And like that
I
is a
look at
mechanic
Alicia.
now. That is the mechanic that I'm introducing out of character. If you want to, you can take consequences to gain a +2 to roll while you're in the mech. You can first take a +2, which would be a 2 consequence, a 4, which would be 4, and then 6 means you cannot get out of the mech, but you get a +6 to that roll, whatever it is.
Oh,
So the option is there. You want to push yourself.
that's
But anyway, that only
final
applies while you're in the
episode
map.
play.
Yeah. So, you guys.
What? I'm sorry. While
are you guys getting in the mech?
walking up, can I? While we're walking up, can I have a quick chat with Garima? Like,
Go
well,
for it.
just a quick little aside. Like, I heard about what Bezer did to your career. I know we haven't like got him back fully, but I hope you know yesterday was at least a little bit about what he did to you.
Yeah. I get that, but I don't know if it makes a difference. Like, it's not going to affect his career. Look at it. We are the ones in trouble. We are the ones running away from the city. He just gets to do what he's doing.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. That's part of the reason I'm tired of not being seen as just as powerful as anybody else. You know,
Yeah.
man. Maybe these mechs shouldn't help, but they do. With that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably fine. I'll just go to therapy later. It's fine. But for now, I'll just use the big robot. It's fine. And yeah, that's the quick aside I wanted to have.
Therapy
Is this-
dying to have big robots.
Is it done in private?
Oh
Or
yeah,
just, like-
it's pretty.
Yeah, there was a private thing. Like, if
Okay.
Meteor was there, all she would say like, "What's therapy?" But besides that, no, it's completely private. You guys get to it. If you guys bond with the machine, re-enter the machines. You feel it again, and like the pain that you felt before, it was more like you had used a muscle you've never used before, as opposed to like it hurts getting into a machine. You are like using brand new muscles. It's like the pain a baby feels when they're first born. They don't know how to use any of their muscles because they're brand new. Everything hurts. And it feels less painful. And as you're there, the ambassador, drives on top of Alicia's hand, to be carried, because it's like, if you guys are in a mech, I'm not going to drive. Carry me.
You can put it in my mouth. I mean, I have no other things to do. Someone's going to carry me anyway. So
What's cool? Are you not getting in your mech?
I am in my mech, but the thing is, I'm
Yeah.
a code. I'm flying.
Yeah, that's true. The autocopter goes forward and just like lands on top of DC's mech, just like on the head, sort of like almost forming a tiny little crown.
He has the helmet.
It's like, drive. Push. With that,
And DC is carrying me, and I'm carrying the. If Alicia is going to keep the car in my mouth, it'll be like multiple carries downwards.
yeah. You guys get this notification that like appears in that strange language before switching to Hindi and English. It says like initiating travel destination. Please put in travel destination as entering travel mode.
Kathmandu.
Kathmandu.
Okay, now I do classes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Kathmandu image appears there, and it says, and you hear shouting from over the intercom, like, if you have an image of the place you want to go, you can think it. It is a very thought-based device.
Okay. You don't know where the destination
Isn't it in Nepal? So I'll just imagine mountains.
Yeah. It knows where Nepal is, knows where Kathmandu, but you guys have an image of the temple in Kathmandu that you guys come together. If you want to put that in.
All right.
I'll think that.
Yeah.
I'll close my eyes and think about it.
All right.
I'll think about the location that I saw in the dream, what I assume is the dream.
Yep. You see it? The
would
location
also-
appears, and like, and the
No,
name
no,
of it appears like underneath it is kind of. What's that?
No, sorry, I was going to say something.
Did you say something?
No.
Yeah. The image appears and the name appears under this image. It says Swayambunat. As you see this image of this like temple in Kathmandu in Nepal. It says like ready to travel.
Mhm.
And then suddenly your machines just go into autopilot. They kind of go up, they start moving, and they just start moving in that direction. You've kind of got like those navigation, like GPS, and it like finds the quickest route. And you're going high speeds, much faster than when you were in the fight, as you're going incredibly fast, going across India. And you can like hear shots like "wee" from Nitya from down below as you guys are going fast. You guys can talk normally. It's almost like the body's moving as this is happening. As you are traveling, what should be days, weeks of travel, you guys are managing it. You guys will probably get there by about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys left it. Yeah, you guys left at 8. You guys are going to get there pretty quickly.
Huh. Well, this is going to be quite a short time. Good enough to read a book.
Sure. The question is, are you just going to run to the city of Kathmandu to arrive, or like near the city of Kathmandu and just like get there? Or do you want to stop some distance before you arrive at the temple?
Probably
Stop
directly the
some
temple.
distance prior.
Oh.
Maybe in some thick forests and hills or something.
Nah, I don't think I'd be thinking. I'd be too excited. Like
Yeah, same for Alicia. I don't think
Oh.
there's any strategy involved. And if somebody else says we should do this, she's like, "Oh yeah, that's
Raji
probably a
would
good
say
idea."
it out loud.
If the
Because
temp-
in my head, the only
you're all
thoughts in
in
my
the
head
same.
are bad.
You
The
are
only-
bad. That is
the thing is that they called us to the temple, right? So the whole concept in Dhruva's head is like, if they're calling us, let us go to the temple itself.
How about we stop near the outskirts and survey the area and make our way to the temple on foot from there? We don't need to walk into the city with gigantic robots causing a
Yeah,
ruckus.
that'll let them recharge too. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever gets you to agree with me, honestly.
all right.
No,
So you want to stop?
Uncle's right. You should let them recharge.
as like and like as we have that thought, I'd imagine like my one would just like skid to stop. Like yeah, we should. That makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, there's like an area. There's an area a bit to the west, of Kathmandu, which is like full of hills. We're able to kind of like the machine's able to stop and just kind of duck down as they're relaxing after a few hours of travel. You guys are able to get down. Like, oh, good. They can solar recharge here. This will be nice. And the autocopter comes off the head, and the ambassador drives off. It's like, whoa, that was wild, insane.
Now we get in the car.
I would reluctantly get out of my. I'd probably be like, I'd stay in for a while before I come out.
What are you doing in there, Deepak?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I'm just kind of taking
I
it all
get
in.
I get it. My mech is still fully charged because he didn't fly.
Didn't move.
The mech didn't fly, so he seems like what seems to be like 100% is now what, like 80%? That's it.
I'm on 3%.
Yeah.
Same.
iPhone versus
Yeah.
Android.
Yeah, like when I realize that I'm being called for, I'll get out.
Yeah.
Very reluctantly.
Yeah. I'm in a mech. I'm in a PC. As you're able to head out of there.
Let's see if
That
I
was the
can
thinking.
the mech, if I can, because it's a goat, so shrinking as much as I can to not seem too large for the people around. Seems like a Trojan horse of sort.
Sure. Yeah, you're not right inside of the city. You're able to like stay hidden as you drive over to the temple. In the ambassador or in the autocopter. Which, if you pull down the helicopter section and no one looks at the wheels too far, you could pass for a normal car, normal taxi.
Huh.
As you guys drive into the city, you can smell the intense smell of the beautiful, wonderful smells like of Kathmandu. You see those wonderful buildings. See that the food's being served up. The local delicacy thing is right there, especially one of their there's dal bhat, just like being served. And of course, everyone's favorite thing to eat in there are momos. Are being served on the streets as you go there. I don't know if any at this point, 1970, I don't know if anyone's had momos, but in Nepal, they're very common.
Right.
So Alicia
I'm not
has no
lying,
idea,
this is
but
actual
Maitreya
facts.
is very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah,
It's like,
you're able to get
very
there.
nice.
Nitya's grabbing some snacks as you eventually make your way to the temple.
While walking through the streets, I'm having culture shock. Like I've lived in England my entire life, and then like I've been in India for a week, and now I'm in Nepal, and like this is the most traveling I've done in all my life, and just it looks so different, and I'm just
I'll be
just done.
just having the culture shock because who's only been in from one side of the
Yeah, same.
we're going to
Yeah.
something new. Will be the culture shock that we have.
Take it in, kids.
Yeah,
Have
this-
some momos.
Yeah.
I'll just
What
keep
the heck is
building.
Momo.
I don't
It
know,
is
but we should have
delicious.
some.
I would go get some for all of them.
Vegetarian meat, please. You know I don't eat meat.
It's
One vegetarian, the others can be local
Yeah.
specialties.
I think we
Yeah.
sort of sit around on some like
definitely there's
plastic
there's mint
chairs
slam,
and
there's
tables
chicken, there's
and-
veggie.
Is
and
Token
then
with us as well?
steamed momos.
Men slam and one veggie, the others
Oh
all
yeah,
mint.
Tokum is there.
What is Token like as this is happening?
Tokum's walking around in his outfit. Tokum's like looking at it like, wow. And that goes out to one of the oldest buildings. Like, there's a lot of old buildings here, very traditional, very like beautiful. It's like, wow. So this is the new design. Oh my god, so modern. As he's looking at all this old ancient stuff, like so modern. Seeing all this thing.
Have you been here before?
Wow.
You
Well,
used to live here.
I know a little bit about this. I went around about. No, I was in what do you call Bahar, near that near the city. But I traveled around a little bit. I know of this area, but we did not build buildings like this. We did not have these materials. Ooh,
What
this is fantastic. Look at it.
what
I'm
team is
looking
it
at
in?
all these things.
Can you eat?
And he
You,
starts,
you had
what was the
coffee
city like?
before, but if
Yeah.
you can eat, you should have one of these. They're really good. And give
Have
everyone
a momo.
I even share mine because even though it's the only vegetarian item out there, I just share mine as well.
I'll get through.
I mean, there's lots of vegetarian stuff here. There's lots of vegetarian options if you want to have some. He like eats and he's like, "That me?" He's like, I don't need to eat, but I can still get energy from eating. Like, oh, this is so much better than photosynthesis. Oh, so good. Plants are terrible. Eating is where it's at. As he's like eating, as you're
I
going
feel
there,
for
enjoying
this
all these sights,
person.
people are there, you're getting like full tourist experience. You arrive eventually at this large hill to kind of set up. With this, on far, you can see the ancient temple. It's a religious little complex that has been set around there. Swayamba, I'm saying the name wrong, I promise. Swayamba Bunand. There's just a sign there. And you can like hear as you approach behind it the sound of like chittering of monkeys in the distance, normal sized monkeys. That you hear. This area, this temple is well known for the presence of monkeys nearby that live among the region that like are looked after, they're kind of like cared for near the back. And like as you're approaching there, you can see it's like
I was right.
yeah. And there, as you're kind of there, like there's some Buddhist monks just around. Some people come here for pilgrimage, but there are a lot of Buddhist monks who just live around here. They like bow to you, a little confused. You know, they're very polite. They're not going there until like one kind of stops and they turn, and you see this young woman. Her hair is done up short, very short style, with just a ponytail at the back. And you look, and like her eyes are completely white as she's like looking at you. He's got some Tibetan features. She's just like staring at all of you, and it says like, "Well, welcome, finally. I thought you hadn't been able to receive my message." And she like bows. She has like a little walking stick next to her. She looks fairly young. She could be 17, 18. She's like that kind of young, and she's like looking at all of you. But her voice, she like speaks as if she knows what she's talking about. She's like, "Finally, But you arrived. The blades of the Yanta. Oh, I'm so glad we managed. I'm so happy to see that the Yantas have been found and reserved, because we do desperately need your aid and the aid of the Yantas right now. She's like looking at all of you. You're like, so like, my name's Humkala Talaji. Please come inside. We have much to discuss, because there is evil in India that needs to be solved. A worse threat than the Kaiju.
Worse than those giant monsters?
When
While walking, would
What?
also just be like, what is this place?
Umkala Talaji, is that the name?
Oh, this. I will type it because words being different.
Thank
Humkala
you.
Talaji.
Got it.
I will share it in chat.
Thank you.
Ta-da.
thought about it very deeply when the monk
There
bowed,
you go.
not
Okay.
knowing what is
Yeah.
etiquette.
She couldn't bow that deeply, so I think you probably bowed deeper at that thing. So like, excellent. That's fine. So you're like, thank you. This is great danger. And I guess she's like walking in. You see, looking stunned. Tokum's not walking in. He like stops at the gate and he like looks at these like images on the wall, and he just like looks. I guess it's hard to tell with his robotic features. Shocked and maybe horrified as he's like looking there.
Everything okay there, Token?
It's him. And like on the image on the wall, you can see beautiful of like some kind of emperor, some kind of king, just like there looking triumphantly, holding a bow in hand. He says like, "That's him.
Is that a
That's the one
Ashoka?
who destroyed everything. That's King Ashoka." And
Calm down.
she says like, "Yes." And the lessons he has to give and words of King Ashoka are the only things that will save your blades of the Yanta before their strange new powers destroy them. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh my god.
What?
He's having so many revelations one by one.
Oh my god.